There we go, guys. Happy friggin' Thursday. Namaste. God bless. How are all of you? I had to think for a second with all my stuff here. Got my booster seat in check. My little booster on my seat here makes me look taller than I really am. Sorry, it's a short thing I got going on here. But you guys really jacked Halloween with some great picks, man. I mean, I was in awe. I was in awe. I was too tired to go anywhere. I was shot. I was jacked from the day of Halloween. But before I came on, looking in the mirror, I'm like, what's the reason for what I do? Why do I keep doing what I do? And I'm not scratching impulsively. I was shaving. And the whole point of this is just something for you guys to think about. The whole point of what I do and how much I love what I do and I love sharing this information is for everyone out there. And they say it in scripture a lot, the truth shall set you free. Let me get my staff. Hold on a second here. I'm kidding. The truth shall set you free. Did any of you ever contemplate the idea that what they're talking about, truth, was not some lie, but it can be, but that you're living a lie. You're not living as your true self. The truth is setting you free by you being yourself. And Halloween was a great representation of that for a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys were dressed up and you were jacked. I mean, I was like, wow. I was like, this is awesome. And this is what pisses me off, because as a society, we've been conditioned to only be ourselves basically one night a year, or to give one night or one day per year, or to love one day per year. You guys get it, what I'm getting at here? They use holidays as psychological staples to trigger us to be happy for that one friggin' day. Does that make sense? And the whole concept behind America's Mentor and what I do is everyone to find their truth. Because their truth, what they believe about themselves, what they're giving every day, is what sets them free. And this was the hard lesson I had to learn many, many, many moons ago. I was never truly being myself. A lot of you can attest to that. You got to adapt to the surroundings or to another, or to whomever it might be out there in the world that you're trying to be who you want to be in life. But at the same time, Hamlet got these great words from Shakespeare. He said, dude, I want you to read these words because it's going to make people think. Indeed, to be or not to be, that is the question. And it goes on to say, because this is a whole, I mean, if you guys ever seen the play, I think it's like scene 3. I've never seen the whole thing per se, but it says, whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer. And all they're saying is to be or not to be. All Hamlet was contemplating, Prince Hamlet was contemplating, was to live and or die. The point of all this, if you're not living your true self, if you're not being that true self, you're basically, and hence, a mind to suffer. You're literally dying from the inside out. And it doesn't take a holiday to get everybody, it shouldn't take a holiday to get everybody in this state of living their truth. I mean, I saw some awesome costumes of people, the creativeness that came out of these people. Imagine if we lived that creativeness or our truth every single day. I'm not saying walk around like Pokemon meatball. All I'm saying is to live your truth. And what I came up with and what I found in myself, and hopefully you guys can find it in yourself too, is called a psychological sweet spot. That sweet spot can be your Halloween every day. That sweet spot can be your Christmas Day or your Valentine's Day or even New Year's Day as a new beginning. It's a state of mind where you choose constantly that true self. And it sounds so far-fetched for a lot of people out there thinking that I'm living in the mind of a unicorn or rainbow, but no, Emerson said it perfectly. He said to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Indeed, it is the greatest accomplishment when you can be that true self, but you have to find that. This is the problem. We didn't come out of the old womb and say, here you go, here's your truth, now go live it and enjoy your life. No, we came out of the womb and said, Meatball, you're on your own, go figure it out. That's why I gave you free will. A lot of us think there's some omnipotent power that's running our life, guys. You got to realize you are the omnipotent power. And hopefully, for the believers and or non-believers, I get it. But at the same time, we create our own karma. We create our own curses, our own blessings. When you realize that, you find your truth real fast. You realize what you're sending out every single day. And not in the quote box, to be or not to be, that is the question. But the first part is accept. Accept is to receive willingly. How many of you can sustain that kind of attitude about yourself? Really, because we're all unique. This is the problem most people have. They think they got to blend into the crowd. I'm saying is when you be in yourself, you attract your tribe, your crowd, your attraction, yourself. There's no fighting anymore. There's no hustle. There's no grind. It's you being that you, hitting your psychological sweet spot and sending it out to the world every day. And this is the best thing about this whole thing that I've been talking about is just a peace of mind. When you have that peace of mind about yourself and who you are as a person and who you are as presenting to the world that's presented back to you as a person, you realize where you're going in life. And I say it every time here. I've been saying it a lot. I'm getting kind of bored with weight. But life gets so much fun. It becomes this amazing adventure. When you start believing in yourself, I'm getting excited because everybody should realize the truth that sets you free is you being your truth. Is you being that best you. Truth is fidelity to an original or to a standard. You are friggin' original, meatball, and fidelity just means faithful. You're faithful to who you are. And when you keep doing that every day, you can't help but to manifest what you want in your life. You really can't. When you find that psychological sweet spot of who you are, the world responds in the most amazing way. Yeah, there's going to be bumps in the road. There's bumps everywhere, man. I go on speed bumps just to get home, but it doesn't deter me from being my best self. And if you keep practicing that truth, the person you've always wanted to be living in that holiday per se mentality every day, waking up and believing in that true self, guys, the world responds. The world responds. I was going to say bump and grind. That's so I'm a hustle and grind person for decades that got nowhere except in a little 12 by 12 because I literally, mentally, how should I put it, killed myself. Sometimes you have to die in order to live again. You got to let go of that old self. It sometimes takes circumstances and events that will knock you to the core to find that true self, because we've been so conditioned, as Emerson said, in a world that is constantly trying to change us. You hit that point in your life where you say, whoa, I got to stop doing what I'm doing because I'm not getting to where I'm going. And when you guys can grasp that for yourself, it's really simple to understand. It's you living who you really want to be or who you really want to become in life. And life just says, okay, we're going to start manifesting that in synchronicities and circumstances and so-called coincidences. And you're going to say, wow, it's a miracle. No, meatball, it's because you're living the way you want to live. It's who you've always wanted to be. It's the person you always wanted to bring out in this amazing world that you've been trying for decades that hasn't gotten anywhere from it. To be or not to be. That was just Hamlet saying to himself, what's the better equation of it? It's to live or to die. You got to ask yourself, if you're not living your truth, you're basically dying. You can get busy living or you can get busy dying. Hence your choices and your thoughts in life. And when you start understanding that and bringing that to a power that you can realize, life becomes a lot more fun. Because you start to realize the direction of your thoughts is the direction of your life, hence the direction of your destiny. We are our own self-fulfilling prophecy. We are our own prophets of our destiny by how we think of it, how we perceive life to be. You guys can believe in that notion. You can grasp onto whatever you want to grasp onto, but I can honestly tell you, your thought direction is your life direction. And I was the hustle and grind guy that had one intention and not realizing the circumstances behind it. I just wanted to be it. I just didn't have a meaning behind it. I had no truth. How many of you guys out there actually living without a truth right now? Because you don't know what you want. And this is why I journaled for so many years, was to find my truth. I knew I had certain things I wanted to have, be, and do, but me as a person. And when I defined America's Mentor as just helping people find their true happiness, how do you find true happiness? You find your truth, your psychological sweet spot about yourself, and you live in that every single day. Life cannot, you're not denied nothing in this life that you put forth out there constantly on a constant basis. It's not a one thought process. We've been programmed to believe that we're not good enough. We're not worthy enough. We have to go through this to get that. We have to do this to get that. No, we're all unique to our own standard, as it says in truth. Fidelity to an original, which is who we are, or to a standard, and hence our decision of our standard of living. Our life is based upon our thoughts, guys. Our life is based upon who we really and truly believe we are. And that reflection that we see in that mirror every morning as we're getting ready to face the world with either a truth about who we are or who we want to be, or we're going to follow the crowd and blend in, hence not be our true self. Unhappiness should be a staple that is the biggest killer of people. They're saying sitting down now is the biggest cause of cancer. I can honestly say unhappiness is the biggest cause of disease, because it's not a body at ease. If you hyphen disease, it just means you're not, how should we say, in line with what you truly want to be. It's just something for you guys to think about. It's something for you guys to grasp onto, because a lot of you contemplate, and then you have these special days like the Christmas days or the Halloweens or the Valentine's, where you really feel special and you really want to do things in life, and you really know that one little friggin' day. The 364 days before that, you're a friggin' mess. And when you decide to live your truth, you decide to be who you want to be, you decide to bring out that best you, no matter what, life is going to give you the results from that. And it's like the best infomercial you never tell yourself, because it's going to say, wait, there's more. You're going to start attracting the right people. It's going to say, wait, there's more. Better circumstances, better feelings to match those circumstances. It's just a karmic wheel of our thought process. It's who we are as people that we send out every single day, that the universe grasps hold of and said, okay, we're going to give you this today because this is what you're focusing on. You want to focus on stress and what's not going on in your life? Okay, we'll give you more of what's missing in your life. We'll give you more triggers, and using your five senses to enhance those thoughts that you keep sending out every single day. Does that make sense? It's just something for you guys to think about, guys. You find that psychological sweet spot, no matter what, if it's praying to a watermelon, whatever it is, you find that psychological sweet spot about yourself. You start living that truth every single day, no matter what it is. Life is going to respond to that. And most importantly, you are going to feel happier inside. You're going to start feeling better about yourself. The better you feel about yourself, the better you bring to yourself. There's no more contemplating a future anymore, because you are in complete control. You have the steering wheel. You park in whatever shore, whatever port of harbor you want to park into every day and live that reality. When you start understanding your truth is your reality, it gets scary. You say, wow, I've been attracting all this shit all my life. But the good thing is, the minute you change is the minute your life changes. You'll start seeing results because you become more observant of what you're putting out there consciously. You start living consciously instead of subconsciously. Subconsciously is living by memory. Consciously is living in the moment. You start living by that frontal lobe and realize that you're in control. You're pointing your thought direction, your energy, your chi out there the way you want to. Life is going to say, okay, you're going to get a little bit more of that. And if you keep doing it, and if you keep doing it constantly, it's going to build bigger and bigger and bigger. It gets more exciting as you start living your truth. Does that make sense? This is what I'm trying to explain to you, meatball. Everything is about you. Life is about you. Your results are all caused by you. You can believe it or not. It's totally up to you. But when I realized I was the cause and I was the effect, everything started to change in my life. Everything started to change when I realized who I was as a person. A lot of you guys out there have cried in a lot of dark places, not realizing why things are happening. Look in the mirror. Understand who you are. Live your truth. We all know what we want. We all know what we want to create in life. When you start living your truth, that's when life starts to respond the way you want it to. And you stop creating situations and circumstances that you don't want when you don't even realize you're creating them in the first place. So think about it for yourself, guys. Think about it for yourself. Because to be or not to be your truth or to not be your truth, that's the question. Whether it's his nobler to mine to suffer. You got to realize we're not here to suffer. We're here to create. You don't have to suffer anymore. But in order to stop suffering, you got to stop thinking about it. You got to stop bringing that reality back from your subconscious, whatever has happened to you. As much as you can, try to let it go. How do you let it go? By finding your truth. Finding that happy psychological place that you like to be every day and living that every single day. When you stop living from what has happened to what you can make happen, life gets a lot more fun. And you start bringing things that you've always wanted. They start coming out of thin air to you in these events, situations, and circumstances and opportunities. And like, wow, this happened? Yeah, meatball, because you thought about it and you really wanted it. So guys, think about it for yourself. I got to head off to bed, man. I got to get up early for work tomorrow, guys. So America's Mentor _ on Instagram. I'm blocked here by the microphone. At America's Mentor on Twitter. At America's Mentor on YouTube. Debbie, great to see you. Nick, thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it, guys. Please just live your truth. That's all I care. That's all I want to bring is just information to help you guys realize that if you live your truth, that's what sets you free in life, guys. So happy Thursday to you. I'll see you guys soon, man.